like Thanksgiving is in 2 weeks, y'all. Like next week and the week after. So
don't remind me. My dad's leaving me.
I'm going to Florida.
okay.
My dad's going to Florida for 14 days.
Oh, maybe they're going together.
He's going
And
with
he's
my
leaving
grandpa.
you.
Yeah, he's
I'm
leaving
just
me.
okay.
No.
Wait, shh. We're doing math. All right. 5.1 forms. It's been so long since we've done a video. Rational numbers. Forms of rational numbers. Okay, and by the way, if I gave you your test yesterday. If you have questions, like you're like, I don't understand why I got this wrong, you can ask me, okay? Just not right now, but you can. Like, bring it in tomorrow or something, we can talk about it. Or this afternoon, and you can stay behind after, before you go to your ancillary, and we can talk about it, okay? Talia actually messaged me, and was like, what did I do wrong? And what she saw. She wrote down the problem wrong, unfortunately, twice. Okay.
I forgot the letter T.
Forms of rational numbers. You weren't the only one. I want to say Tanner did the same thing. Wrote the problem wrong.
So rude.
Ladies.
I'm
All right.
sorry.
It's okay. All right, rational numbers. Includes all of the fractions between integers.
So are we gonna review fractions?
Oh.
Because I forgot how to do fractions.
I don't remember. They're easy.
Okay, shh. Fractions are annoying. Okay, I'm going to get you there. Okay, I'm going to get you there. All right. The only thing with fractions, it's very easy year to year trying to remember all the rules with them, and that's the problem. And so, like I do, and everyone else does every year, just review and everything. Hold on just a second. I got okay. Problem solved. Okay, rational numbers includes all of the fractions between integers. Okay, for example, 2 over 3, 19 over 7, 4.25. So it includes all of the fractions between integers.
Wait, decimals and fractions?
It includes everything. All rational numbers. So it includes decimals. It includes whole numbers, negative numbers. It includes repeating numbers. I don't even know why that's up there. It includes repeating decimal numbers. You know, that little line over the 3 means it's repeating, right? Okay. Look, it includes negative 0.27 repeating. It includes mixed numbers. So I've given you an example of rational numbers. Regular fraction, improper fraction, a regular decimal, whole number, negative whole number, repeating decimal, a negative repeating decimal, and a mixed number. So make sure you have all those examples written down.
Wait, which one?
Write down all my examples.
I just don't know. I want to spell them out.
Spell them out?
Like write them down word for word.
No, don't do that.
No, I mean like what they're told.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Right now, I want to give you a visual of what rational numbers look like. these are different forms. I don't know why. All right. All numbers can be written in fraction form. All numbers can be written in fraction form. So yes, we are dealing with some fractions, but it's okay because I'm going to go over them with you. And if these teachers don't stop texting me, they're all trying to get into our publishing software, online software, and myself and one other person, two other people are the only ones that know how to download on computers and mess with it. And so they're all bugging me right now. We're in the computer lab. Come help. No, I'm teaching. It's November. Why are we just now getting on? Okay. Always reduce to lowest terms.
How do you reduce again?
I'm going to show you, girl.
Oh,
I'm going to show you. I just taught 6th grade. Ooh, and they have trouble with that.
That's probably one of the things that I kind of like about it.
They get it. Their biggest problem is they forget to do it. And that truly is everyone's biggest problem, is forgetting to reduce fractions. Even if it doesn't say in the directions to put in lowest terms, you always put fractions
Didn't
in
you
lowest
teach us
terms.
that in 5th grade?
Yes. Okay.
I'm good.
Yeah, because I remember her getting on. I remember one time she got on because I kept on saying, I don't want to do that.
Prime factor, it sounds just like it too. Prime factorization may be used to find the GCF or largest
Oops.
number that can be used to reduce fraction. Can be, but you don't have to. You can just find a number, as Colton and I do. Like even me, I don't mess with this when I'm reducing fractions. If both numbers are even, I always start with 2. Always. Because then it brings it to a fraction that I can work with better. You know, you just have to keep reducing.
Is there an S at the end of the last word fraction?
No.
Oh.
We used to reduce fraction.
All right,
Math
fractions.
teachers can't be English teachers.
I'm not a grammar teacher.
Sorry, I didn't know.
Have you guys seen the video of the grammar teacher sitting in math class? She was looking at the board like,
Okay. Now here we go. Renaming mixed
ew.
numbers to improper fractions.
You know, I actually like doing this part too. Well, I don't know. It's just
Step 1, multiply whole number by denominator.
I know a trick to making that.
Shh, I tell you. Step 2, I'm going to give you all examples. Don't freak out. Add the numerator place new number in numerator and keep same denominator. You started with. And some of you are hearing blah, 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 blah. I'm about to show you an example.
Especially because of the grammar issue.
Oh, well, give me a break. Just write it. I'm about to show you an example.
Keep saying.
Yeah. And keep same
I'm
denominator.
shortening it.
Yeah, I'm trying to take out unnecessary words.
I do
D
that
is so
sometimes.
unnecessary.
I do that sometimes.
Keep saying the denominator you started with. It doesn't feel right.
I didn't ask how you felt about it. I just said write it. So I have people taking notes.
You wrote the example.
Yeah, I was thinking that was a rule.
I'll do it too.
How do y'all run out of paper? So.
Shh. You ready, Kelly?
She's like I still have.
You can't find what?
This part.
I don't have
This
much
much.
in my math folder. I mean math.
You need to probably get. Oh, you got one. You may have to buy another one.
I have this much. 20. I still have my math from 5th grade.
Why would you have that?
Kelly, you almost done?
Math started.
I think I have it.
With. Okay.
While she's writing that, can I say something?
Nope. You've been saying something all along. All right, example. A big old 3
Oh, yeah.
and 14 over 15.
Oh, I thought-
That, Natalia, I need you to calm down, please. All right. Now, that is a mixed number. A mixed number is when you have a whole number with a fraction. Okay? We are renaming mixed numbers to improper fractions. Improper fractions have the numerator is larger than the denominator. Okay? These are improper fractions. This is a mixed number. Whole number and fraction, improper, larger numerator than the denominator. Okay? So, if we want to change this mixed number to an improper fraction, now watch what I do. Denominator times the whole number plus the numerator. It goes in a circle like that. 15 times 3 plus 14. And it goes in a circle like that. So write that down, put the little X and the plus sign. So 15 times 3 is what, Natalia? 45. 45 plus 14 is, so 59 goes on top, and then look at step 3. Place the number in the numerator and keep the same denominator. So here's my denominator. Bring it over. Okay, so after you have this written down, sit back and look at it. So this is a mixed number. And you go in this order, like that. 15 times 3 plus 14 is 59. And then you just bring over the denominator. Exactly. Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
So are we gonna do a bunch of examples on this?
Yeah.
Is this all that we're doing today?
Mixed fractions?
All right.
Mixed numbers and
Mixed fractions.
Yeah, I like these notes better. All right. Now we're going to rename improper, we're going the other way, improper fractions to mixed numbers. Step 1, divide numerator by the, look, I put a D in there, denominator. Step 2, write the answer as a whole number. And I'll let y'all catch up. 3, write remainder as a numerator. Oops. And keep denominator. And 4, reduce fraction to lowest terms. And I'll show you an example.
I think this will be enough for the example.
Probably. Okay. 78 over 9. So that's an improper fraction because you have the top number larger than the bottom number. So to solve this, all you're going to do, I'm going to do it right down here. Divide the numerator by the denominator. So watch what I do here. I'm going to take the numerator and I'm dividing it by the denominator. 9 goes into 78 how many times, Joseph? 8. 8 times 9 is what? 8 minus 2 is? Remainder 6. Now get this part and I'll show you what to do with that. In 6th grade, we've been doing these. Keep writing while I talk. 6th grade, we've been doing these. Mason and I were overthinking it. We were supposed to stop there with the remainder. And instead, we put a decimal and a 0 and kept going. And kept going. He goes, I don't understand where my mistake is. I said, man, I don't know either. We worked and worked and worked. I said, oh my gosh, it's supposed to be a mixed number. I mean, we just kept going. All right, so
You tell whether it's a decimal or a remainder.
they're going to just tell you the directions.
Oh.
Change this to a mixed number or something. All right, whole number. I mean, the answer. Write the answer as a whole number. So that is your answer, right? A big old 8. It's a whole number. Okay, so the answer is a whole number. 3, write the remainder as a numerator. So here's your remainder, right? It's going to be a numerator. It goes on top. And keep the denominator. So our denominator was originally 9. It's 9 again. So see what we did. See if you have any questions. So we divided. Answer became whole number. Remainder became numerator. And we kept the denominator. before I move on, does anyone have questions? Do you have questions about what we did? That's what I'm asking. Does anyone have questions about what we did, where we got the whole number and numerator? That's all I'm asking. We're not done. I'm asking, do you understand where I got 8?
Are we done with the problem?
No. Do you understand where I got 8? You don't understand where I got 8? Okay. Do you understand, everyone, where we got the 6? Do you understand where we got the 9?
Yes.
Okay. Step 4, reduce fraction, because I know that's what Talia's hand was up for. Reduce fraction to lowest terms. So here's the fraction. Lowest terms means, is there a number that can go evenly into 6 and 9, Tanner? 3. So we're going to divide. See, you know how to do reducing. You just thought you didn't. We're going to divide. But look what I do. This is another common mistake my poor 6th graders do. They forget to bring over the big old whole number. Okay, so 6 divided by 3 is what, Tanner?
2.
And 9 divided by 3 is? 3. All right. I always tell my students, look at the fraction again. Is there a number that can go evenly into 2 and 3 besides 1? There's your answer. Does that make sense? I knew it would.
That was my question.
I knew it was. Yes.
If we if there's on our worksheets, if we just write if we reduce it, but you're supposed to reduce it again, but we don't know, do we just write the first reduce?
No. It has to be in lowest terms. Okay, and that's what some of the guys on their test yesterday got wrong, because they reduced it, but it wasn't in lowest terms. So you got to sit back and think, is there a, that's where those divisibility rules will come in handy. Is there a number that can go in those? And you have to just keep asking yourself. Yes. All right, so page 184, examples.
Are we going to do some of it on our own?
Well, yeah, you can have independent work. And I only have a few examples. Don't panic.
We wasted a lot of time.
All right, number 2. It says rename each fraction in lowest terms. 2 is 21 over 35. Kelly, what number can go into 21/35 evenly? Can 3 go into 35 evenly?
No, 7.
21 divided by 7 is?
3.
And 35 divided by 7?
5.
Is there a number that can go into 3 and 5 evenly? No. Then that is in lowest terms. Any questions? 4. 36 over 64. Atalia, what number can go into 36 and 64?
Can I do it to where it'll be a couple more steps though?
That's fine. Okay, guys, I always, if it's an even number, and I'm like, man, I don't know if there's a larger number that can go into 36 and 64. There could be, and there actually is, but if I'm sitting here and I can't think of it, my go-to is 2. Well, if it's even, my go-to is 2. Because then it makes it into a fraction that I can deal with better. So, I tell you, 36 divided by 2 is? And 64 divided by 2. Okay. All right. And if you're still sitting there thinking, oh man, is there a larger number that can go into 1832? I don't know. But 8 and 2 is even. You can do whatever you want. Okay. They're both even, so my go-to is always 2. 18 divided by 2 is? And 32 divided by 2. Is there a number that can go into 9/16 evenly? There's not. Because 9 can't go into 16. 3 can go into 9, but 3 cannot go into 16. So this is in lowest terms. Any questions about how to do that? Tanner, do you remember how to do these now?
What was the larger number?
4 can go into 36 and 64. But that's not what would come to my brain first. My brain will go always to 2 when it's an even number. And there's nothing wrong with that as long as you keep going till you can stop. All right. Number 14. Let's jump all the way to 14.
I guess I'm doing odds today.
Rename each mixed number as an improper fraction. A big old 3 and 1/4. Tanner.
4 times 3.
Uh-huh.
That would be 12.
Uh-huh.
And then plus 1, 13.
Over.
13 over 4.
Look at you go. That is absolutely correct. And you're all freaking out over this stuff.
Wait, but wouldn't we keep the big number?
Nope. You did it right. 4, denominator times the whole number, plus the numerator, 13, and you bring over the denominator.
It's improper fraction.
Oh, but I understand that, but wouldn't we keep the whole number? I thought we kept the whole number.
Nope. That's
the opposite.
That's when we're doing improper fraction to mixed number. See that? Any questions? Let's look at 16. Joseph, I have negative big old 2 and 1/2. Okay, now hold up. Is this whole mixed number a negative? Really? This whole thing?
Oh, yes.
This whole thing is a negative. These are not individual numbers. It's not positive 2 times negative 2 plus a positive 1. This whole mixed number is a negative. So your answer is going to be negative. Don't let that fool you into thinking you're dealing with positive and negative individual numbers. The whole thing is negative, so the whole improper fraction is going to be negative. So when you're doing this, you're going to cover up that negative. 2 times 2 plus 1 is over. There's your answer.
But why is it a negative?
This whole thing is negative.
Yeah,
All we're doing is changing a negative mixed number to a negative improper fraction. It's like saying this is a negative fraction, right?
Yeah.
It's a negative fraction. The whole thing is negative. The whole mixed number is negative. The whole thing is negative.
If you were to do like negative, okay, so because negative 2 times negative 2 is positive.
Nope.
Positive 14. Plus,
Nope. I tell you, listen to what I'm saying. That negative is not attached to this 2. It's the whole thing is negative.
So you don't worry about it at all.
Bingo. You're not looking at it as a positive or negative little 2 here, positive or negative big 2, positive or negative little 1. This whole thing is negative, so don't even worry about it. You're just going to bring over that negative sign because it's still going to be negative. You're just changing the look of it. For example, if I had negative 3/9, is that in lowest terms? Okay, so put it in lowest terms. Would it be, bingo. You're just changing the look of it, but it's still a negative fraction, right? So this is a negative mixed number. You're just changing the look of it. It's still going to be negative.
So will there ever be a time, like a fraction where it'd be like, so the negative sign in front of the whole fraction, but like the denominator or the numerator has a negative sign in front?
It's not gonna. You're not gonna deal with that. With this, you're not gonna deal with it ever. This is just a negative mixed number. That's just a negative improper fraction. All right. 24. Okay, it says rename each improper fraction as a mixed number. I have negative 11 over 9. Italia, how do I... First of all, is the answer going to be negative or positive? That's right, because we're just changing the look of that. How do I solve this? Talk me through it.
What are we looking for again?
Mixed number.
Oh, so you would divide 11 by 9, which it gets you 1 and remainder of 2.
Okay, so my answer is?
1 for the big one, and then 2 over that.
Can that be reduced?
No.
There's your answer. Yes.
How would you remember which number's the big number, which number's on top, which one's on bottom?
The answer is always going to be your big number.
That was
Your remainder will always be the numerator. That's just going to take practice to remember that. Any questions? What?
I'd remember that the 9 would be at the bottom, but the other 2 is just confusing.
You just got practice.
I
That's
think
all.
the remainder is less than the whole number, so the whole number is going to be bigger than the
Oh, thank you.
It's like a
26. Negative 26 over 8. Tanner, what's your answer going to be, positive or negative?
Negative.
Bingo. Talk me through it.
So we do 26 divided by 8.
And that goes in there.
1 time, or 2 times. Can I solve it out?
What's 8 times 1?
8,
8 times 2.
16,
8 times 3.
20, no.
Yeah.
24.
Yep. So how many times does 8 go in 26?
3,
Bingo. 8 times 3 is 24.
2.
So your remainder's 2. So you tell me. Whole number is?
3. Numerator's 2, and then denominator's 8.
Is that in lowest terms?
Yes. No, it's not.
Okay. What number can go into 2 and 8?
2.
So we bring over our negative, and our whole number, 2 divided by 2 is?
2 divided by 2 is 1.
8 divided by 2?
4.
And there's your answer. Any questions? Any questions? All right. You're into page 184. Numbers. One, 3, 13, 15, 17, 23, and 25. That's it. Due Thursday.
This week is going by so slow.
You will probably have a quiz on Monday.
You know, this morning I woke up and I thought it was Friday.
Me too.
I thought it was Thursday.